So today I'm looking at factoring polynomials by grouping. So to do this, we can't just split up into two binomials like how you would have before. And the reason is you have a term out front. So with this one, you still do sum and product to figure out the numbers we're going to use, but the numbers are not filling in what we would do up here. What we're doing instead is breaking up this middle term. So you want to still add to your middle term, so that's not changing, but now for the product, you want your first term, so 9, multiplied by your last term, so 1. So now we're thinking two numbers that will add to 6 and multiply to 9. And of course, that would be 3 and 3. So that's how we're breaking up that 6x. So we have 9x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 1. Now in this case, we haven't changed anything because 6x is 3x plus 3x. But what we have done is set up a way that we can look at the first two terms and see that we can take out a 3x. And when we do that, so if you divide each of these by 3x, you're left with 3x plus 1. And then you still have to take a number out of the last two terms. And if you don't see a number that you can take out, our goal is to make this the same. We can just take out a 1. So if you take a 1 out, you're not changing anything. You're just writing this down again. Now, why our goal is to get these the same is because now we can factor that out. So if you take a 3x plus 1 out, you are left with a 3x plus 1, or you can write this as 3x plus 1 squared. Let's try this other one down here. So same idea. As soon as you have a term in front of the a, if you can't factor out from every term within, then we have to factor by grouping. So we're going to split up that middle term, so sum and product, add to negative 23, and multiply, so 3 times negative 8. So your first term times your last term is negative 24. So in this case, it's going to be negative 24 and positive 1. Now, I'm going to put my positive 1 first, and you do want to arrange it in a way that you can take out a common factor. So if I put my 3a squared, I'm just writing it down again, I'm going to put positive 1a, or just a, minus 24a minus 8. So again, I didn't change anything because a minus 24a is negative 23a, but now I can, out of the first two terms, factor out an a, and you're left with 3a plus 1. Out of the last two terms, you can take out a negative 8, and you're left with 3a plus 1. So again, this is a check step. You know you're on the right track because you have the same binomial within each term. So now we can take that out, 3a plus 1, and you're left with a minus 8. And now that one is done. Let's do two more, just keep practicing. So we have this number out front. We can't take a common factor out, so we have to factor by grouping. So we're looking for two numbers that will add to 7 and multiply to 5. So, 2 times 3 is 6, and multiply to 6. So that would be 6 and 1. And when we're putting that down, we're going to have 2x squared, that doesn't go anywhere, breaking up the middle term with these two numbers, so plus 6x plus x plus 3. Now out of the first two terms, you can take out a 2x, and you're left with x plus 3. As the last two terms, since you already have what we need, you can just, again, take out a positive 1, so it doesn't change anything. You're still left with x plus 3, but now you can take out that common binomial of x plus 3, and you're left with 2x plus 1. And that's as far as we can take it. And now that very last one here, same thing. We need to factor by grouping because we don't have a common factor to take out. So we're going to split up this middle term. So sum and product, we want two numbers that will add to 13 and then multiply to your first term times your last term, which is 12. So that would be 12 and 1. So I'm going to just write it up here. So that 4x squared isn't going anywhere. This 13x we're going to split up to 12x plus x. So those two together equal that 13x, and then plus 3. Once we've split up that middle term, now you can look at your first two terms. We can take out a 4x, and you're left with x plus 3. Out of the last two terms, because you already have x plus 3, we can again just take out a 1, and you're left with x plus 3. Now we can take out that x plus 3, and you're left with 4 x plus 1. So a very quick tutorial on factoring by grouping. So just splitting up that middle term and looking for that common binomial to take out. As always, if you found this helpful, please subscribe. And if you have any other videos you'd like me to do, just let me know. Thank you for watching.